Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Human Development Zone, brought to you by the Education Support Forum. We are broadcasting live from the African Youth Development Summit that is being held in Johannesburg, South Africa. And with me is a young lady called Thembi Ngoma. How are you, Thembi?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
Well, thank you very much. I know it's a busy day, but you've spared some time just to share with me and my listeners what you're doing in the education space. So who is Thembi, and what are you all about?
So Thembi is a young lady who is very passionate about education. I am in the education space. I am a Montessori directress. I actually specialize 3 to 6 years old, but I took it upon myself to be with the toddlers, which are 18 months to 3, because I found that there was a gap in that age group. People don't take that age group seriously. They always feel like they should be playing, but this is a very fundamental stage of development, and we need to give them all the tools that they need to acquire the knowledge they need.
Wow, no, that's interesting. You bring up something interesting because I was reading a blog, I think it's a research group that's called 0 to 3. And they were saying that if you miss it between 0 to 3, you've missed the foundation. Is that true?
With the experience I've had, it is true because we are missing a link. So the foundation is what is important. And if that is lacking, we'll end up having problems in primary school, high school, and then it transites into having adults that are a bit unstable. Yes.
Wow. And of late, there's been a big drive from the South African government and other governments in Africa as well on ECD, because I remember a few years back, they were just focusing on matrics, FET phase, where they look at grade 10 to 12. It was short term to say, how are the matric results going to look like? So have you seen any changes, any structural changes within the system with ECD, or is just talk?
Okay, having a Montessori background, I really vouch that if parents could, they need to look into the system. Because what makes it so different from the traditional way of learning is the material. Having visual materials that you work with, tangible experience, whereas when we come from traditional environments whereby they just draw a square on the board and then you're supposed to imagine it being a cube, as opposed to actually working with the cube, already you can see the difference.
Okay, so you've got experiential learning, if I may say.
Yes, that's correct.
Wow. Okay. So what's the name of your organization, and where in the lifespan of the organization are you, at the beginning phase, or have you been around for long?
So the name of my organization is called the Young African Educators Network. It is in the beginning phase, and what I'm trying to create, or what I'm creating with this network, is that for all educators to meet. There is a missing link, like I said before. If all educators could meet up and communicate the issues that we're facing in the education sector and come together and come up with tangible solutions to these problems, before we even take it to the government and say they should change the curriculum, it has to start with us. And how can we put the things that are so important to be part of the curriculum without it being officially part of the curriculum? Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So, I'm just trying to imagine now. Let's assume you've got your network, your forum now. You've got teachers from the public system, teachers from Montessori, Singapore, whatever, all these other systems that are out there. Will you guys be able to find common ground?
We'll never know until we all come together. And we need to start from where we are, and where we are now, home is Africa. How is education being done in Africa? How is education being done do you know what is happening to, let's say, in Zambia in terms of education, or Zimbabwe? There is definitely something we can all come up with to make education space, a good memory for kids.
So how do you intend to grow this initiative of yours such that you can reach as many kids in Africa as possible?
So We do workshops. We go into different schools and already give what is not on the curriculum. For instance, teaching learners about voting, because these are the people you expect to choose, the leaders that are going to be, in place to make all these decisions, but they have no idea as to what voting is. As long as the guy sounds cool, then that's great. And, there's so many aspects to it, as well as how to buy your first house, how to buy your first car. How do you go about that? Tax. Those things are not part of the curriculum. So if we are to go into schools and educate, students on these things, it would make a difference, as well as career guidance. Because it might sound cool to be a doctor, but then if you don't like to deal with blood, then how are you going to be a doctor? So it's important to have that first-hand experience and learn from people who are in those fields as well.
Wow, yeah, no, I mean, career guidance is amazing. It's important because I remember when I went to varsity, the first 3 weeks I changed my program, I think 3 times, because I wasn't sure, because no one had really guided me. I was just going there for academic purposes, but without any, so that I found out the hard way. So if people want to get hold of you and they want to support your idea, how do they get hold of you?
You can get a hold of me using my email, which is KIMTHEM, so kimthem @gmail.com, as well as on my business number, which is 0843 626 535.
Right. No, thanks a lot, Thembi. This has been amazing, and I hope that you're going to enjoy the rest of the summit and learn as much as possible and network as much as possible. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for this interview. Have a good day.